Everybody, it's me again. Today I want to talk about why I don't play alts in World of Warcraft anymore. It's not something that I haven't done in the past. I do have alts and I can kind of show them on the screen, but as of the last, 6 to 9 months, maybe even the last year, I've predominantly just played one character, which is my Paladin Acadian. And I wanted to share my reasons why I've done that and why I think it has improved my enjoyment of the game, while simultaneously also just stating that I'm not saying this is a better way to play. If you like alts, please play them, make them. If you like just leveling different characters, that's awesome. I just wanted to kind of give my perspective on why I like having kind of just one character that I kind of live with in WoW the entire time, and some of the perspectives it gives me, and then also kind of share my own personal experience with the way kind of like my brain works and why it actually works better for me. So the first reason why I tend to stick with one character is it gives me focus and allows me to feel like I'm mastering something. So if I only have a Paladin, then whenever class tuning comes out or class changes, I don't have to worry about 5 or 6 different tunes. I just can look at the Paladin page, and you can even like go to extremes of like, I only play Holy Paladin. Then you really can just read the entire Wowhead guide, look at all of the class tuning videos, watch your favorite YouTuber that specializes in your class, and really build a true mastery of the class. And if you want to maybe step back a little bit and work on all 3 specs or 4 specs or 2 specs if you're a demon hunter, it still is more focused, because obviously the specs share just general class abilities. So learning, like, for example, when can you use Bop to save someone's life? How different talents interact with different builds, or even just trying to like create your own builds. I think it does allow you the space and time to really master your class. And I feel like there's fulfillment to be had there. There's something to be said for having that class identity that I play Paladin, I play Mage, and I know everything about it. I'm an expert at it. I've been playing it for 7 years, and I feel like I can play it really well. I think that's fulfilling and worth the sacrifice of not having like the variety of other characters and specs and classes, and allowing you to, again, to just focus on that one thing. Another reason why I really enjoy it is the sense of feeling done with your weekly chores, if you will. So if we look at, let's just say a general World of Warcraft player, they might want to get 1 to 4 Mythic Plus dungeons done. They might want to get 1 to 4 delves done per week and do their world quests and their weekly stuff, and maybe get a normal raid clear in there to make sure their vault is ready. At a certain point in the week, you probably will be done. You'll look at your vault and it's completely full, or you've done all your mount grinds, or because you can only run certain raids. You can only go for Ashes of Lar on one character one time. You can only go for Midnight one time on a character, or Invincible. And it kind of can feel nice to feel like you're done, like you've done it, and now you're choosing to log into World of Warcraft not because you feel like you have to, but because you want to. And at that point, if you decide, okay, I feel like I want to continue to have that chase, that pull, then you can log into a different character, or it might give you the space to maybe just take a step back and do something else. And that might make your experience with WoW better, because you're not grinding dungeons on 5 different tunes every week and feeling like you're just like rushing around and ending up like burning yourself out of the game. You might end up watching more of your favorite TV show. You might watch a movie, or to kind of like blend into the next point I have, which is it might push you to try different things in WoW. There is more in WoW than just Mythic Plus. There's more in WoW than just PvP or raiding. And maybe if you only had one character, you would allow yourself to try those things, because you don't feel the pressure of, oh, well, I'm trying to get, Keystone Master on 3 different characters, and so I really can't stop doing Mythic Plus. If you've done, let's say, 8 Mythic 10s for the week, and so your vault's full, and you're kind of like, you know what, I'm kind of done with Mythic Plus, maybe I'll try pet battles. Maybe I'll try mount farming. Maybe I'll try transmog farming. Maybe I'll try RPing, or maybe I'll try classic WoW. I think by allowing yourself to be done with I feel like we all have a primary thing we do in the game. I feel like I'm a general WoW gamer, but I would say like Mythic Plus and raiding are probably like the thing I'm into. But as of late, I've gotten really into collecting too. So again, because I only have one character, and I kind of force myself I kind of create these limits, these barriers around my play to really just focus on this one character, it almost allows me, it invites me to try other things. And you might find out, like I did with pet battling, for example, that there's a whole nother part of this game that you've never even experienced. Another great example is if you've completed all of the vault chores, the weekly chores on your guy, maybe you get into professions. Maybe you've been sitting on herbalism and mining, and you realize that if you put your like favorite anime on the other screen and then you just do like a mining or herbing route, you actually have a really good time. You're enjoying a TV show that you like while making gold in the game. Next thing you know, you're a gold farmer. I think by creating the barriers, you almost open things up, because by having multiple tunes that all do the same thing, it's kind of the illusion of variety. Like you're getting variety in gameplay, but you're still just doing dungeons over and over and over again, right? You're doing LFR or raid over and over and over again. But if you are only on one guy, you are playing the same spec and pressing the same buttons, but at the end of the day, like you're actually engaging with more of the game than you normally would. And I find that fulfilling. I think that's interesting, and I've been trying to do that more recently, and I found a lot of things like just collecting everything. Like I didn't give a shit about tabards before, but now all of a sudden I'm interested because I have time, because I can be done with my paladin. I want to find like all the tabards. I want to get into pets. I want to get into like obscure transmogs from 20 years ago. And that's fun. That's been really engaging and cool. So I think creating limits in this way of only playing one character can allow you to see more of the game than maybe you normally would. I think on top of that, when you only play one guy or one character, you tend to have more of an attachment or an identity with that one character. And that might not seem much now, but I've been meeting a lot of people on stream and on YouTube and in my guilds and just like in my play in World of Warcraft, where people have been playing the same character for 20 years. And that, it might not seem like a lot, but like, man, you've gone through a lot with that character, and you might have stuff in your bank from ICC or from Classic, or like from like you might have like mounts that don't exist in the game anymore. And think about the connection to the game and that character if you had stuck with that one guy the entire time. And it's never too late to do it. You can start right now. And so I look at my bags now, and I've only been playing the game since like 2018, 2019, but I look at my bank and I have the Jailer Mace, I have Fearlaugh, I have Bulwark of Azeroth in there. There's just like, there's stories there that these items tell for me, and like kind of the journey I've been on with Acadian, and I look forward to continuing to do that. And I think a way you can maybe stretch out the time you're willing to stick with one character is by exploring other specifications, which is kind of like my next thing. Is at least with Paladin, this is a great example of I can play Prot Paladin, Holy, or Retribution, and those feel extremely different. And I can do dungeons on each of them, or delves, or raid on each of those specializations where I'm still playing Acadian, I'm still playing my main character, but I'm completely changing my game. Like running a dungeon as tank versus DPS versus heals feels very different, and also requires even more preparation, more mastery. I'm learning more about rotations. I'm learning more about working together with my guild and a group. And so you can create variety within the same tune. You can create progression. You can create, again, mastery on the same tune without having to change specs. Another thing I think is a benefit of playing one character is you'll have less FOMO and decision fatigue, where if you've committed that, you know what, I'm a paladin, I'm playing my main character, I'm not even going to entertain the idea of swapping mains. I think for me, maybe it's just the fact that I have ADHD and maybe I bounce around a lot and I hyperfixate a lot, that if I don't even give myself the option, I have less of a feeling of like the grass is green on the other side. Like, oh man, I wish I was a prot warrior. Oh man, I wish I was a mage or whatever. Because it really isn't an option. Like I can level a mage, I can play it all if I'd want to, but I'm going to be a paladin through and through. And God forbid if Holy Paladin's tuned wrong, I can just be a rep paladin, or I can be a prot paladin. I think logging into the game and not feeling that pull of all the other characters, and then feeling that regret where you like, I think everyone's kind of experienced this before, and I've experienced it in our guild, where you'll have like someone start the season on one character, get really good drops, get given loot, and then kind of hyperfixate to a different class. They think the grass is greener, the tuning comes out, and they decide to FODM reroll to someone else, and now that tune is behind, and so they're not doing as much damage, and then they have to get it geared back up, and next thing you know, the tuning comes back, and they should have just stayed with their warrior, yada, yada, yada. Again, the class that you main will have times in the sun and times in the dirt, but sticking with it, you will likely be better overall over the long term, and your parses or whatever it is you care about, collections or whatever, by sticking to the one class, getting really good at it versus just constantly flipping and flopping all over the place. Your keybinds get messed up. You need different weak auras and what's in your bags, and oh, this guy doesn't have alchemy, etc. Like, there's just a lot more mess that can come with that. But when you play one guy, you can make sure your bags are really clean. You have all your macros and your weak auras just already set up. It just makes things a lot more simple and can, in a way, make things a lot more enjoyable. But to kind of finish the video off here, I do want to say, at the same time, it doesn't mean you can't never swap mains. It doesn't mean you can't ever play alts. I have alts. I can show them right now. I have fun leveling them. But I kind of know in the back of my mind who my main character is, who I am in the game, and the way I like to play. And if I want to take some time off to go level a mage through time walking, then I can do that. I don't think it needs to be a black and white thing, but I do think almost putting up a little bit of artificial barriers can help actually improve your enjoyment of something instead of take it away. So, but yeah, that's all I really want to talk about with between mains and alts. I'm gonna make a video actually this week on how to choose a main character. So if you are interested in maybe trying this out for yourself, but can't quite decide on who do you want to commit to, I'll have a video shortly coming out where I will just kind of explain how I would go about choosing your main character. And once it's done, I'll make sure to link it here at the end of the video. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.